Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's headlines, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu meets with European Union Foreign Policy Chief Federica Mogherini, during which he renews his commitment to a two-state solution. The European Union reassures Israel on Europe's talks with the Islamic Republic of Iran over Tehran's nuclear program. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei says his country will not accept unreasonable demands by world powers during negotiations over its disputed nuclear program. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with European Union Foreign Policy Chief Federica Mogherini, during which he renewed his commitment to a two-state solution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, after backtracking on that pledge during his heated campaign for the Knesset election in March. Prime Minister Netanyahu reiterated, however, Israel's long-standing demand that any Palestinian state established as a result of a final negotiated solution should be demilitarized.
Federica, it's a pleasure to welcome you again to Jerusalem. This is the first meeting we've had since I formed the new government, and I take this opportunity to reiterate Israel's commitment to peace, my commitment to peace. Over the last few weeks, we've taken some concrete, tangible steps to benefit the Palestinian population. We've taken economic steps, added measures for reconstruction and development, and ensuring ongoing humanitarian support. We'll continue with those practical steps. But at the same time, we'll continue to work towards peace. Israel wants peace. I want peace. We want a peace that would end the conflict once and for all. My position has not changed. I don't support a one-state solution. I don't believe that's a solution at all. I support the vision of two states for two peoples, a demilitarized Palestinian state that recognizes the Jewish state. And I look forward to discussing with you how we can advance that vision forward in a practical, secure, and responsible way. I know that you share our goal, and we see you as a friend who can help advance it.
On the eve of Israel's March 17 election, with polls putting him behind center-left rivals, Netanyahu went back on a 2009 pledge to back a Western goal of achieving a two-state solution with the Palestinians, saying he would not permit a Palestinian state to be established under his watch. Although Netanyahu subsequently argued that he had not been opposing Palestinian statehood in principle, U.S. President Barack Obama said the comments had made it hard to find a path back to serious peace negotiations, and told Netanyahu Washington would have to reassess its policies in the Middle East. Peace negotiations brokered by Washington broke off in April of 2014 in a dispute over Jewish settlement building on lands the Palestinians demand for their state under any final agreement, and because of the Palestinian Western-backed President Barack Obama's move to reconcile with the internationally recognized terror organization Hamas, which calls for the destruction of the Jewish state. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Federica Mogherini told Palestinian leaders at a meeting in the West Bank city of Ramallah that Europe was committed to jump-starting the peace negotiations, and also told Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem that she wanted to discuss opportunities to relaunch the peace process with him.
Thank you for inviting me to visit you so early at the beginning of your new mandate, and congratulations for that. It is really an honor for me to be here in Jerusalem again, to be here for the first time in this place. I take it as a sign of friendship, as it should be, as Europe and Israel have a long history, share a long history, long friendship, a partnership, and it's not only the past that unites us, but also a vision, a future, as you said. I believe your recommitment tonight to work on peace and security, first of all for Israel, but also for the rest of the region, is what also unites us. European Union is interested in peace and security for Israel, for the region, because this is also our European peace and security.
The European Union's top diplomat also reassured Netanyahu on Europe's talks with the Islamic Republic of Iran over Tehran's nuclear program.
Let me assure you that my personal commitment as a facilitator of the negotiations and the European interest and willingness to reach an agreement that is not done yet, is not finalized yet. In Lausanne, in Switzerland, we outlined some elements of the framework, but we are working now in these days, in these weeks, very hard and in a very tough way to finalize texts that, let me assure you, will be a way of ensuring that Iran could not develop a nuclear weapon in the future, with mechanism of controlling that.
Some EU diplomats believe Mogherini sees a chance for European diplomacy in the Middle East in the absence of a major new push from Washington as President Barack Obama approaches his final 18 months in office. Now to the Islamic Republic of Iran, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said Tehran would not accept unreasonable demands by world powers during negotiations over its disputed nuclear program, and ruled out letting inspectors interview its nuclear scientists. The comments, broadcasted live on Iran state television, were the latest in a series of forthright statements on inspections in the countdown to the self-imposed June 30th deadline to resolve a decade-old standoff over Iran's nuclear program.
گفتیم که اجازه نمیدیم از هیچ یک از مراکز نظامی هیچ بازرسی از سوی بیگانگان صورت بگیرد. میگن بایستی ما بیاییم با دانشمندان شما مصاحبه کنیم، یعنی در واقع بازجویی کنیم. ما اجازه نمیدیم به حریم دانشمندان هسته‌ای ما و دانشمندانی در هر رشته حساس و مهم اندک اهانتی بشود. من اجازه نمیدم.
Khamenei, who has the final say for Iran on any deal, last month ruled out any extraordinary supervision measures over nuclear activities and said military sites could not be inspected. The UN International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, has been trying to investigate Western allegations that Iran has worked on designing a nuclear weapon. The nuclear watchdog has complained for years for a lack of access to sites, equipment, documents, and people relevant to this probe. Western officials say Iran must step up cooperation with the IAEA if it wants to reach a broader diplomatic agreement with world powers that would gradually end crippling financial and other sanctions on the oil producer. Now to Israel's northern neighbor Syria, an assistant to Syria's Minister of Economy and Foreign Trade said Damascus hopes to receive a new credit line from Iran worth around $1 billion, which it says will use to buy basic goods.
يعني اعتقد من باب التوقع الاقتصادي لا اكثر ولا اقل بحدود مليار دولار ان شاء الله.
وماذا سيغطي هلا؟ هذا كمان رح نضل بمجال الصناعه
لا يغطي الاحتياجات التي تتطلبها سوريا وفق الاولويات، ويتم تامين انسياب السلع والمواد من الدوله المانحه للقرض الى الدوله المستفيده من القرض. نعم هناك كان في قرض ائتماني سابق نحن على نهايته واستخدم لتامين الاولويات في سوريا بسبب.
The comments made by the Syrian official come a day after Ali Akbar Velayati, a senior advisor to Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, met Syrian President Bashar Assad in Damascus and reiterated Tehran's backing for the Syrian government. Iran is President Assad's most important regional ally, and its financial aid has been seen as pivotal to the Syrian government and the economy, where the local currency has reached record lows over concerns about military setbacks against insurgents in a bloody conflict which, according to the United Nations, claimed the lives of more than 200,000 people. Thank you for watching us. I'm Jonathan Hessen. Have a Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.